So would you like to get over the fears, the uncomfortableness, the strange feelings in your body that you have when someone even talks about doing Facebook Live or going on social media to promote your business? Would you like to get over that fear or maybe even trauma of feeling frozen in your tracks when it comes to being interviewed or talking on stage or speaking to a group of people? Well, I get you. I know exactly what you're going through, and it you're not alone. The struggle is real. This is something that is not going to change in our world moving forward, that video, virtual, being seen online is not going away. And we know this to be true. So how do we keep moving forward ourselves in our business, in our practices, the way that we connect with the world, the way that we take care of ourselves, pay our bills, because our businesses are online. That's just the way it is. So if we haven't already met, I'm Laurel Lyon, affectionately known as the Client Attraction Queen. And I started this journey actually when I was 6 years old because I have been on stage since that time. I was trained to be on stage, but I had a lot of things going on that tripped me up and caused me to feel frozen in front of the camera. And I remember the struggle, how really this, the struggle is real, and how it makes you feel frozen and you panic, and all of the stuff that goes on inside your body that makes you want to just disappear. And that carried over into my career as a stylist, a platform artist. And I remember the time I was on stage in front of about 750 people, and a place I'd been before, wasn't new to me. My boss, the corporate bosses were in the audience, and I was okay until I saw one of their faces. And I was there with another, a brilliant artist, a platform artist that we brought in from another country, and we were just having our usual routine, doing what we do, teaching from the stage and so on. And mid sentence, I froze, and it was like everybody in the room held their breath, waiting, just waiting for me to finish what I was saying. I laugh about it now, but it was horrible then because I backed up. I walked back to the curtain, and honestly, I melted into a pile of tears, and actually tears that were internalized because I was one of the top stylists there. I was part of the team that was heading up the event, and I couldn't crumble. And there was so much shame involved with that. Can you relate to any of that? Do you have something inside of you when it comes time to talk about your business, or there's what is it, right? Why do we act like that? Well, there's a lot of parts to it, and it's not just one thing. And the first thing I want to say to you is let go of the blame, because it's not your fault, and it can be explained. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because this is such a solvable issue. So it's psychological for sure. It's physiological. Yes, there's stuff going on with women that's different than men, and how it looks and what you can do to change all of that. And it's emotional, and I'm sure you've heard the term and the theories and the talk around, at a cellular level, we hold on to all our emotions. Well, it's true. So for the last over a decade, I've been a teacher of a therapy that teaches you to understand why you and your life looks the way that it does. And I took that into business coaching because entrepreneurs are so dedicated to serving their people and getting their message out there. Yet I see so many struggling. And in my group, Aspiring to Inspiring, which I created for entrepreneurs to come and do their first lives and so on, I've seen a lot of stuff going on out there that really pertains to what I was seeing in therapy as I was working with therapists who wanted to get their message out there, and they were crippled by getting in front of the camera. And why was that? Well, we're all human. Our human parts, the stuff that's going on in our life, the way we feel about things, what causes us to shy away from the camera? What causes us to be terrified of speaking our truth and wanting to please? And there's a lot going on under the surface. So I just taught my first live class on how to interview like a pro. And I learned so much delivering it to people who were already seasoned at being seen online. There are a lot of things going on out there that I see are going to create more challenges going forward as we go into this virtual world, like how people show up, how they're perceived. And this is going on in your everyday life, anyways. But if you're showing up for business, what does that look like? We're becoming very casual, very informal, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I caution you, are you showing up in a way that you want to be seen for your clients or the clients that you want to attract? And there's such a rebellion around what I can do, and I don't have to do this, and I don't have to do that. I'm going to speak my truth. And as someone who's been in business for 30 years, I totally get it. And now more than ever, we are free to do what we want to do. Although that comfortableness, that relaxed, slacking off kind of state that we can end up in may be working against you. And so, in the beginning of all of the Zooming and all of the funny stories around, people showing up, with no pants on and whatever, you've heard a lot of stories. Well, there's a lot of that is happening maybe in your life, in your and how you show up and to be seen. So that is one of the areas that I'm really passionate about because it ties into the fears. So don't let your fear, your right to do things the way you want to do things, get in the way of you and your customer in to hurt you in your reach with other people. So, one of the things that happens for all of us is that we don't understand that um, often the way we're perceived is not something we can see. So, that's the area that I've specialized in for over a decade. And it's how you build confidence, it's from a place of knowing. So, don't believe me. Walk around with the mirror all day long and see what others are seeing. Because there's this thing that happens, when you look in the mirror and you see you. It's what I call the lipstick or the shaving face. It's kind of like, oh, geez, yeah, I look good today. Yeah, oh yeah, just shave or the right lipstick color or whatever. But as soon as you walk away from that screen, it's what I call the driving to work face. It's all of the stuff that comes in when you're processing all of the stuff from last night, the day before, the week before, the stuff ahead of you, the schedules, the pressure, the stress. And the way that you look comes from your inner world. That does impact you. So it's more than having good skin, having the right haircut, which does always help. Absolutely. There's more underlying things going on. And so I invite you to reach out to comment to tell me what it is that makes you uncomfortable. Tell me what it is that ticks you off about all of this online stuff that's preventing you from being seen and heard. There are ways around it in that you don't have to be on a live every day. And for goodness sake, you don't have to be like a dancing bear and go on TikTok or other social mediums. You can use TikTok in a really great way. If dancing like a bear is the way that you connect with your people, if that's how you draw your tribe, then do that. It's all about being authentic. That is my word for the year. There's being in alignment with how how you truly are, and there's the other part of just trying to look like what everybody else is doing. That might work for others. It probably doesn't work for you. And if you feel uncomfortable talking about how you're talking, maybe you don't like the sound of your voice, this can all be changed. It really can. There's an underlying meaning and a process: psychological, physiological, and emotional. So when you work inside of all of those, makes you look like you were born to be in front of the camera or on the screen. It'll give you the confidence, the structures, so that you know what to say next. So I'm doing all of this without a script, but there was a time I couldn't. And there is a difference between reading a script and doing it verbatim. And you've probably seen it. If you're a business person, an entrepreneur, a coach, a therapist, watching this right now, then there's a reason why you're seeing this. And you know the difference. When you're online, when you're in the networking groups, you can tell when someone's reading from a script. You can tell when someone's authentic and really invested in what it is that they're saying. That's what you want for you. So I'm Laurel E. Lyon, the client attraction queen. Check me out, look me up, reach out, ask me your questions. And I'll be launching another live interview like a pro really soon. And it'll be out on video really soon too. What is it that you want to overcome in order to reach more people, serve at a higher level? And I know that it's, for many of you, it's not about being seen. It's about connecting with those clients that really need what it is that you do. I'll see you really soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.